Hi, good morning, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and this is episode 635, and we're here live in Southwest Florida in my beautiful tropical backyard. If you are joining me live, please say hello. If you end up watching the recorded version, please always feel welcome to say hello there too, or ask me questions there. I get notifications from all of those comments as well. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining live. Just waiting for people to pop over from pre-chat and notifications. Hi, Lisa and Trina, Judy. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Christine. Hi, Constance. Hi, Chantel, Lisa, Thea. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Joan. Lisa, sorry, I said hi, Lisa. Hi, Jill, Thea, Judy, Irene. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hi, Pamela. And first day of July, too. Hi, Harvisha and Carmen. Good morning, everybody. Got lots of fun things to tell you about today, and we're going to do a giveaway at the end of the show today, so if you can stay the whole 30 minutes, great. If you can't, that's okay, too. Jill ordered stuff at the Lily Pulitzer sale. Awesome. Good for you. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Sandra. I know that their discounts were great. Hi, Christine and Val. Hi, Vera. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 635. Well on our way to 700 and 1,000 and 10,000 and whatever. Hi, Nora Sue. Hi, Anna. Good morning, everybody. So first, I want to show you some progress. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Sunshine. Oh yeah, it's Canada Day, so happy Canada Day to everybody in Canada. Okay, so I was going to show you some progress on my knit project that I started yesterday. How gorgeous is this? Look at, so I started at the neckline, so this would be, this will be my shoulders here, and that'll be my open neckline. And then it's not blocked yet, so it actually is much longer than it looks. You can see that it has a lot of stretch left in it, but so it means I've really made a lot of progress. So I'm doing it in two pieces. This is the front or the back, and then the front or the back. The second piece will be identical to the first piece, and this is how much yarn I still have left of my first ball. I'm going to make the first piece as long as I can get the yardage from the first ball, so it'll be anywhere from a tank top to a short dress. And however long this side is, I'll do the same thing with a second ball for the back, sew them together, and release the pattern. Very excited about that. Very simple pattern, so it'll be fun to teach and hopefully fun to learn. Hi, Julie. Good morning. Probably missed some names while I was talking. Hi, Dawn. Margaret. Sandra. Susie. Okay, maybe I'm caught up now. Maybe. I tried. Anyway, hi everybody. If I missed your name, it wasn't intentional. Glad you all could be here. Hi, Am Sterling. Hi, Naomi. Yes, happy hump day. I don't know how to incorporate a camel into that anymore, but you know, I always think of that cute camel in those commercials. That was so fun for a while. I even had a t-shirt for it. I thought it was so cute because I love camels. Hi, Jackie. Good morning. All right, so I showed you the knit top. What else? Oh, I'm glad everybody enjoyed my tutorial yesterday on doing the elongated drop stitch, which is the texture row in this stitch pattern. And so I did a demo for that here yesterday, and if you missed that yesterday, go back and watch episode 634, and I did a great demo on that stitch. Also, I have tutorial videos specifically made for that stitch. You could watch those as well. But I did get lots of comments yesterday on, is there such a thing as a drop stitch in crochet? And the short answer is not really, not like this, but there are lots of different ways that you can incorporate something like that in crochet. I think that there's actually a lot of different ways, and I forgot to bring one of the tools to show you one of them. Well, we'll see how far we get into this morning and see what happens. So the few ways that I think that you could incorporate an elongated stitch. One would be broomstick, which is to take a dowel or a very large knitting needle and elongate your loops before working into them. That's one way you could do it. Tunisian is another way, by doing a longer stitch in Tunisian. You know how regular Tunisian is like a single crochet height? Well, many times I've used Tunisian crochet but incorporated taller stitches. So a Tunisian double crochet, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Been sneezing all morning, something's in the air. So you could incorporate Tunisian double crochet, Tunisian and double crochet, or Tunisian and treble crochet, and that will give you an elongated, a taller stitch and a more open laciness. And we'll do that one of those stitches this morning. Yeah, it's just allergies, Lisa. Something's in the air. It's just something in the air. Hi, Mariana. Another way to create that type. Yeah, there is Sahara sand in the air. I heard that it was stronger here the last couple of days, and today's going to be better. So I don't know why today I would sneeze and not the last couple of days. But anyway, it could be that. So the other way that I think that would be very interesting to add that sort of texture is to do really long chains. So let's say you did a band of solid stitches like single crochet, half double crochet, and then you did chain 15 loops across a row, okay? And then in the following row, worked into the top of those chains. So let's just grab some yarn and get started on a couple of these ideas so you can see what I'm talking about. I brought some yarn, a crochet hook, and I also brought out this set of Tunisian cabled hooks. I have a whole set of Tunisian crochet hooks with these long cables, and you can find these on my Amazon shop. It has a whole bunch of sizes in it, and what's great about these with the cable on them, I like the cable better than just a long stick, because especially when you want to do afghans or stuff like that, just like with knitting, I like circular needles for the cord because it takes the pressure off your wrists and you're not holding up your work. The weight of your work gets held on the cord. And when you do something with a long cord, you have the ability to do larger projects as well as shorter projects. So we could start with this one actually. Let's start with the Tunisian. So I'm going to show you how to do some taller stitches with Tunisian. And also, Tunisian is by nature a more dense fabric than regular crochet. So if you want the same amount of drape that you would get with a certain size crochet hook, you always want to go up in hook size. So what does that mean? Let's say I'm using Be So Sporty bling yarn this morning, and I was going to do my regular, let's say I wanted to do my regular stitches on an H hook, a 5mm H hook. I'm going to automatically go up a couple of hook sizes. This is a 7mm hook that I'm using in Tunisian, because Tunisian by nature is just a more dense fabric. So if I want the same lacy feel, I will go up. If I want something dense, if you want to do something dense like a hot pad or a dishcloth or a washcloth, then you would want to stick with the normal size hook that you would normally use for whatever yarn that is, or you could even go down if you really wanted it extra tight. So in any project, you're going to start with a set of chains. So let's just chain for a little bit here. And I'm not going to fill up this cord because that would take too long to show you everything. So let's see. Let's just get maybe 10 on here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we'll do 2 chains for our, we're going to do a double crochet row. So it's going to be yarn over your crochet hook, insert your hook in the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So it's like doing a partial double, but then we're going to move on and do another one. So it's yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the next chain. For those of you that already know how to do simple stitch in Tunisian, this won't be too much of a stretch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and we'll do this across the entire row. And pick up a loop in each chain, and also begin a double crochet in each chain, but not finish them. So when you're doing Tunisian simple stitch, you're just inserting your hook and pulling up a loop. In this combination, we're doing a partial double crochet and picking up in each chain. Ah, should be on camera, sorry. Okay, so now we've picked up a loop in each chain, and we've also worked a partial double crochet in each one. So now the return row, unless you're doing some sort of lace work or something different, for most rows of any stitch in Tunisian crochet, if you're just doing plain stitches, it's yarn over, pull through one loop on your hook, and then yarn over, pull through two loops on your hook. And for the rest of the row, it's yarn over, pull through two loops on your hook. So what we're doing is getting all those loops off our hook and finishing all of those stitches. So we're doing that last step of the double crochet for each of these stitches as well. Okay, and now look what we've got. We've got an elongated stitch, just like we do in that knitting pattern. It'll look more obvious when we do another couple of rows. So because we're doing a taller stitch, I'm going to start the next row with a chain 2, which counts as our first stitch. And then, let's see, I'm going to try to do this. Okay, so I'm going to work into those elongated loops. So it's yarn over your hook, insert your hook into the second stitch, the chain 2 counted as the first, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook in the next elongated loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. I don't know if I'm doing that on camera enough. I have videos on this as well. So we're going to yarn over our hook, insert our hook in the next elongated loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Hopefully you saw enough of that, so I'll finish the row now and then show you afterwards so I can see comments if anybody has questions. So we're doing the same thing we did in the beginning chain, but now we're doing it in those elongated loops. So it's yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the next elongated loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's a partial double crochet. I'm working in the loop, but you could choose to work in the space instead. You have lots of options. I work directly into the loop, which I think when you're doing single crochet is called the Tunisian knit stitch. You could also work through one loop, which is the equivalent of Tunisian simple stitch when you're doing the single crochet version, or you could work through just the space under that horizontal bar of the solid section of stitches. You could do any of those 3 ways. The only thing that I would say is that whichever way you choose to do it, be consistent throughout your pattern to get a unified look. Okay, so now we are ready to do our return row, and our return row is the same on every row. It's going to be yarn over, pull through 1 loop on your hook, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook across the entire row. So now what I wanted to show you is let's apply this to something larger than a double crochet. Does somebody want to pick a stitch? We could do treble crochet or double treble crochet. What would you like to see me do next for comparison? That's what 2 rows of double crochet, Tunisian double crochet looks like. And how great is that to compare with that knit row that we did yesterday? I mean, they're not the same, obviously. They're different. But one's knit and one's crocheted. They are going to be different. But it is a similar effect. And if you wanted more of a stripe like we did on that one, we could do a couple of rows of single crochet in between where we do the larger one. In fact, let's do that. Let's do a single crochet row, and then I'll do one of the taller ones so that you can see. Okay, so when we're doing a single crochet row, we don't chain 1, and we insert our hook into, do we chain 1? I can't remember now. think you can. I'll do a chain 1 and then skip the first stitch, and then I'm going to pick up in each stitch across. So it's just inserting crochet hook and yarn over, pull up a loop. And to be consistent with the other row, I'm inserting into both loops of those stitches, so that would be the equivalent of Tunisian knit stitch. Doesn't matter though, I mean, however you want to do it is fine, just be consistent in your project. Okay, so I've picked everything up, and then I'll do a yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2 across the row. And what I'm doing now is showing you that we do get a more solid fabric when we do shorter stitches, which could be really great if you wanted to add some striping effect. So now we'll do a yarn, we'll do chain 3, and we're going to do a treble crochet. So it's yarn over twice, insert your hook in the stitch below, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, leave the last loop on your hook, and we'll repeat that all the way across. So yarn over twice, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, through 2, next one, and we'll repeat that all the way across. So we're doing exactly the same thing we did for the Tunisian double crochet row, only adding 1 more yarn over. It is fun. It's actually a very quick technique too. When you go into the taller stitches with Tunisian, I don't know why, but it works really quickly. I remember one time I made a was it a queen size bed or a twin size bed? Can't remember. Maybe it was a twin size bed. Anyway, made it in a weekend. I mean, I made a bed-sized Afghan in a weekend. That's pretty crazy. And I remember it was on a thicker size crochet hook, and it was a thicker yarn. It was thicker than worsted weight, just maybe chunky, and 128 stitches, and I whipped it out in a weekend. It was amazing. Okay, so now we've got our treble crochet row picked up, so now we'll do our return. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through 2 across the entire row. Okay, and so now you can see we've got 2 rows of double crochet, then 1 row of single crochet, and then 1 row of treble crochet. Isn't that great? And look at how fast that went too. So now I'm going to switch to a regular crochet hook to show you some of the other techniques in crochet that I think could also give you the look of elongated stitches, similar, not exactly the same, but similar to what we did in the knit drop stitch yesterday. So I'm switching back to a 5mm crochet hook, and I'm just going to work, what should I start? Let's do a row of single crochet across the row, just to get back to regular stitches here. And as I'm doing this, I'll try to look up and see if there's any questions, and then from there I'm going to show you another technique for creating the look of elongated stitches. Next up, we're going to do something with chains. So I was saying earlier that a chain 15 would give you a nice elongated look if you use them as loops. So I've got my stitches all the way across here. I did single crochet. So what I'm going to do now in the next row, chain 1, turn my work, single crochet in the first chain, chain 15. Let's do 9. I think 9 is going to give us the look that I wanted. So then we'll single crochet in the very next chain and chain 9 again. And we'll repeat this across. Chain 9, single crochet in the next stitch, chain 9, kind of like when we're making chain fringe. And you could make these as long as you wanted. You could make this insert several inches. You could make it 1 inch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think the chain, well, when I do a chain 9, because it's going to be turned on itself and it'll be a loop like this, so it'll end up being the equivalent of 5 chains high, because a chain 9, once folded over, is chain 4 up, 1 at the top, and chain 4 back down, right? And then you have to figure out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, how you want to begin the next row. So if we're doing this across and we just do chain 9 and single crochet in the next single crochet, think about where you're going to end your row. You're going to end your row down at the bottom, right? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'll explain it when I'm done counting. I'm distracting myself. Hold on, give me a second. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we do have birds here, Jackie. There's birds sometimes. Right now there's a garbage truck, so there's that too. But we do often have a lot of birds here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we're to the last one. So before I do the last one, so you can see that could either be chain fringe, right? If we wanted to end with something like that, it makes gorgeous fringe that doesn't get compromised through wear and friction and washing because it's not cut. So I love that for an edging on its own. But what I wanted to show you is how to use this as an insert to create length and a linear band like a drop stitch. But think about it, if we were doing this way and we finished our row this way, we'd end up at the bottom here where we really want to end up in the top center of these to start the next row. We need that height to start that. So what I'm going to suggest is that, you know how in motifs sometimes we end rounds where we take a chain 5 and we replace it with chain 2 and double crochet to create the equivalent of the 5 chain but end in the top center? Well, we're going to do something similar here for this too. We're going to chain 5, which is a little more than half of the chain 9, and then work a treble crochet in the last stitch. So it's yarn over twice, insert your hook in that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, through 2, and through 2. And so that chain 5 and treble crochet gives us the equivalent of the chain 9 space, but also positions us into the top center. So now for the next row, we'll slip stitch into that first chain 9 space, chain 1, and single crochet into it. And you could do whatever stitches you want up here, but what I'm going to do is work 1 single crochet in each chain 15 space across. And you're going to see I'm going to get that really awesome band of vertical bars similar to the drop stitch look. It's a little bulkier because it's chains instead of just 1 strand of yarn, but it's still cool. And like I said, it's a similar look, not exactly the same, but definitely similar. See, look at that. And we've got that same linear look of the drop stitch from the knitting. So here's the drop stitch in the knitting, and that one's twisted, and this one's done with crochet chains. The sound's coming from your yard, not mine. That's funny. Isn't that cool? Just another way to add linear texture into a project. So then the other way is to do it with a broomstick, the broomstick technique, and I forgot to bring a large knitting needle with me. If you can wait 2 minutes, I can go run to my office and grab it. So is that okay? Is everybody okay with me running to my office real quick? Be less than 2 minutes. Okay. If anybody asks, just tell them I'm coming right back. Okay, I'm back. So there's one other technique which we won't have time to do today, but hairpin lace is another way to get those elongated loops. So you could definitely use this, but this is a standalone technique and it does not work very well at all in my lap. You really need to sit at a table and use the table as your second set of hands. Kind of need to do that with Broomstick too, but I'm really going to try to do it on camera without the table. So Broomstick, you create those elongated loops dependent on how thick your dowel is. So Broomstick lace probably comes about from using a broomstick. You could also use any size dowel or any size knitting needle. So this is a US 17 or 12 millimeter, and if you use this, that would give you that height of an elongated stitch. If you go into a bigger knitting needle, what's this one? A 25 millimeter, a US 50, you would get this height, so about an inch tall, which is kind of what the knitted drop stitches are. So let's try to do that. This is not going to be easy without a table. A lot of these techniques are easier when you have the table to work with, but I'll try. So you want to elongate the loop that's on your crochet hook and take it off your crochet hook and put it on the knitting needle. What time is it here right now? About 9:30 in the morning. Okay, I kind of need my knees, maybe my shoulder or my armpit. I think I need my knees, so maybe I'll bend this down a little bit. You can see, so I'm going to put it in between my knees. You don't actually need to see my knees, you just need to see the needle. So it needs to be, make sure, I got to see which stitch that is too. Okay, that is the first stitch. So I'm going to insert my crochet hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and put that loop on the knitting needle. And I'm going to repeat that across the whole row. Reminds me of like a knit cast on. Boy, this is not an attractive angle for me. Sorry, guys. Well, you get the point. I'll finish the row and keep the camera up here so I can see questions while I finish it. Might be able to lift it up a little more now. I think if the knitting needle was a little longer, you could probably do this in your arm instead. But like I was showing you holding it in my legs, it would also be easy to do this if you had a table too, because you could just set it on the table. So bear with me, I'm just going to work my way across the row, doing exactly what I showed you in the first 5 stitches. I'm just doing the rest of them now, and once I finish it, I can show you. I think I might still need a table. Anyway, well, might have to go to the table still. Almost. One more. Home stretch. Any of these techniques I showed or talked about today, I have tutorial videos here for them as well. So if you just want to search them on my channel, even the hairpin lace that I'm not going to get to today, I have plenty of videos on it already. I have videos on broomstick lace. I have videos on Tunisian double crochet. I have videos on the elongated drop stitch and knitting as well. So I just kind of snugged. I want them to have the same tension. So you notice, like, think about when you're adjusting the chain tie on a corset, or you're adjusting the ties on a pair of shoelaces. If one needs pulling in the middle, you really have to adjust everything to get to that one. Well, I was doing that without telling you I was doing it. I wanted to make sure that all of these had the same tension. So like if this one needed pulling, I'd have to then adjust that ease across the rest of the row so that they'd all end up having the same, right? And it's better to do that from this side where you have that wiggle room. It depends on where you need it. But if I look underneath, they all seem to have the same amount of tension. So I think that's really helpful and gives you the consistency that you really want. Yeah, you can go back and forth between these techniques, Christine. That's a great question. Yes, if I wanted to go back to Tunisian after doing this row, in fact, we won't have time, but so let's hold off on, let's finish this one tomorrow because we're almost out of time and I still want to do the giveaway. So let's hold on to this, and I'll set up the table better tomorrow so that I can show you the techniques that really require the table. So we'll do that in a part 2. Now I have some things to show you. I was cleaning out some spaces yesterday. I know we talk about this all the time, but being a creative person, especially somebody who works in the creative industry, you know, art, design, whatever, it's really important to me to reel myself back in. So I can get really messy when I'm in the middle of big projects, but it's always important for me to reel myself back in and get super, super organized to keep my brain free of clutter, to have room for free space for new ideas. And so in the last couple of days, I've been reeling myself back in and really organizing and getting rid of stuff, and it feels so good. And in the process of going through things that I haven't looked at in a while and things that I'm deciding am I keeping or not keeping, there's things that I found that I think might interest some of you, and I don't need all that I have. So a few of my books over the years have been translated into other languages. Now if these are languages that you speak, you might want these books. If it's just a novelty item that you think you'd like to have, that's fine too. I'm giving away several copies of several of my books that are written in other languages. So the first one, and if you are interested in getting a free copy of any of these books and you live in the US, please email Judy after the show, Judy, Judi, at KristinOmdahl.com, and she's putting her email address up there right now. So I will have 3 copies. I'll tell you how many copies. So I have 5 copies of The Finer Edge in Chinese. And if anybody would like a copy of this book for free, just email Judy with your address after the show. And the first 5 people that ask for a copy of The Finer Edge in Chinese will get a free copy mailed to them this week. So this is the same, everything is the same except for the words. So even if you just want it for the charts or just the novelty of seeing, if you already have the book in English and you just want to see what it looks like, and I mean, there's lots of reasons to enjoy it. Or if you speak Chinese, or if you have a friend who speaks Chinese, it would be a really wonderful gift for them too. But they're free, they're extras. I only need 1 copy of each to keep as a collector item for myself. I like to keep a copy of everything that I've produced over the years. But I have 5 copies of these. So anybody wants a copy of The Finer Edge in Chinese, email Judy after the show with your mailing address and I'll mail that to you. I also have 3 copies of Crochet So Fine in Russian. So this is exactly the same as Crochet So Fine. You can see it has the charts and the photos are all the same. The only difference is all of the written word is in Russian instead of English. So I have 3 copies of Crochet So Fine in Russian, if anybody would like a free copy of that. I have The Finer Edge in Russian also. This is the same book as this one and as the English one. So I have I have 5 copies of The Finer Edge in Russian. So if anybody would like a free copy of The Finer Edge in Russian, the first 5 people to email Judy can get a free copy if you live in the US. That's what I'm offering for free today. And then I also have 5 copies of Knitting Outside the Swatch in Russian as well. This is exactly the same as the Knitting Outside the Swatch book in English. The photos are the same, the charts are the same. The only difference is that the written instructions are in Russian instead of English. What is going on out there? Oh, just birds. You know, I'm always worried it's a gator or a snake, but no, it's just birds in the bushes. Okay, so that's my giveaway today. Something a little unusual, but super fun. And I wish you all could see up close how cool it looks to see something that looks familiar, but yet foreign at the same time. It's really cool. And if anybody would like a free copy, just email Judy after the show and I will pop them in the mail for free this week. Yeah, the lettering in other languages is so cool. It's fun to try to figure out where's my name. like in the Russian one, it's a little easier to figure out. Oh, and you can where I've dedicated it to Marlin, I can see there's Marlin's name in Russian. It's just fun to try to figure this stuff out. It's been fun for me. Anyway, I still have a copy of all of them for myself, but I have extras, so I would love to share that with anyone interested. Well, thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed all of the techniques we talked about, and come back tomorrow and we'll finish talking about more of these elongated stitch techniques. Enjoyed all the questions, and I enjoyed your patience. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you have any questions, please always feel welcome to leave them for me in the comments, whether in live or in recorded. Luna, just email Judy after the show. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.